everyone. Good evening. All right. Did that work out? Did that work out, guys? Does it sound okay? Please give me a thumbs up if the sound's okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. Let me greet everyone who's in the chat early. Everyone else on the Lurker crew, please join the chat. We're glad to see you here. If it's your first time here, welcome to the family. Please treat each other nicely. And if you are our regular returning viewer, hey, welcome back. Another night and a really crazy day. I think you guys will be mind blown tonight if you're not already. So first of all, welcome to Jay Rabbit. Jay Rabbit says, do you have an email? Yes, I do. It's on the About Me section, but you have to be on a computer. But someone will drop it in the chat, I'm sure. Welcome, Jojo. Jojo, welcome back, Jojo. Hey, Prof Mods in chat. Good to see you. All right, Tara, 2828. Welcome, Tara. Hello, Bo. All right. Carol Lippincott. Welcome in. Good evening, Prof. And chat. And Ellen West back in the house. What up, Ellen? Hey, Prof. Hey, everyone in the chat. Hit the like. Oh, yeah. Please take her advice and please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. And please check out the content on the channel and go and subscribe to the backup channel. We're trying to get to 500 subs. We're almost there. Please help me out here. Come on, help me out. Our baby daddy, welcome in. Hey, y'all. As usual, I don't know much, but I'm here. Good to see you. Neither do I, brother. Shay Watson, is it live or Memorex? Well, it's our live stream, so here you go. Live stream. And boy, do we have a doozy for you today. Jaded Empath, my lovely. Welcome in, Jaded. We're live. Hey, everyone. And hey, Jaded Empath. She's sweet and sour. Jaded Empath. Let the games begin. We're live, and welcome, everyone. Lurkers as well. Lurkers, join the chat. Make it nice. Make it worthwhile. Join the chat. The show is all about the chat, so join the chat. Make it worthwhile. All right. Ballpark gates are open. Yeah, is the concession stand open? And we're trying to launder a few million. All right, thanks for the heads up, Pitts. Oh, did Pitts head you up? All right, who's here? Tardy, as usual. Welcome in. Welcome in. Free entry. Free entry. Just hit like, please do. Please hit the like. We have a long jaunt to take today, and oh my God, here we go. We've had some new work done at the park by Brad and Derek. We like to keep it in the family. Ooh, that's rough. Good to see everyone, says Fur Baby Daddy. All right. Four Pits says, we've had some new work done at the park. Are you repeating yourself? Is there an echo in the room, Pits? All right. Please take the trash out with you. This is a pack in, pack out ballpark. Yeah, yeah. Treat it like a national park. Welcome in, new person, Aaron Ethan. Hello to you too. Welcome in. Luis Cuevas, my beautiful, lovely Luis, welcome in. And she says, hello, everyone. So, hey, we're all in here. Look, it's 35 in the viewing and about 5 in the chat. So everyone lurking, join the chat. And more will be joining, I guarantee you. They're over there watching Bob Mata right now, most likely. And they need to get their ass over here because Bob's going on about nothing now. He's covered the juicy bit, and we're about to get into the juicy bit and cover it again. So everyone go let your friends know that we are live. And I forgot to post it in the Discord as I usually do. So let me pull this phone out and tell my peeps, get the fuck in here, you know? Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. I'm trying to do 500 things at once, guys. So you know how it goes. Pardon me for the amateur hour over here. All right, there we go. All right, so what do we have? Criminality goes long and hard, allegedly. Yeah, but she lets too many of the troll gang in her channel and gives them a platform, so I'm not cool with it. So I can't lurk over there. Uh, but, you know, it goes like that sometimes. Let's see. Digital says, well, hey, welcome in, Digital. Welcome in. Said I wouldn't be shocked, but I was wrong. I am shocked that LE prosecution had the nerve to arrest anyone, knowing they would have to admit everything they lost, mishandled, and didn't do, and everything they're hiding. But we'll be getting to that later tonight. And look, hey, I'm really glad to see you all. Okay, it's been a long day. We have the biggest snowstorm of the year right on our doorstep. Anytime in the next few hours, it will be starting. So I spent all day preparing for the biggest snowstorm of the year on March 12th. What the hell? All right, let's see. Let's see. Digital. Those morons should have waited to arrest. They had time. Nothing. They believed he was a guy. Wait and do this correctly. Yeah, but there was an election coming, and you know, they wanted to take advantage of that. Bob, stop beating your chest and come support Prof. Yeah, Bob, you got through the juicy document. Come on, come on, Bob. No one cares about those little filings. It's the big one. That's the star of the show tonight. Is the motion to compel, and we will be getting into that in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's boy, do I have a lot to say. I quit watching everyone but you, Prof. Well, don't do that, Carol. Do not do that. There's lots of other great channels, and you know, everyone was very excited today. I mean, I think we had like Gisela, Criminality, Bob, and oddly enough, Frank Shyster, Ruckus Cox, and Kristen Full of Shit, all on a little earlier. And well, you should have seen the gaslighting. I dipped in there for about a whole 2 minutes just to see what the bullshit line of gaslighting was going to be tonight over in that channel. And it was exactly what I thought. Uh, you know, you know, I don't even have to tell you guys, but yeah, it was exactly what I thought. You had those three clowns saying, "Oh, it's just it's just a defense, making shit up and distracting everyone. It's garbage." Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, we're about to get into that. I'm about to show everyone how it's not garbage, and not only that, how good old Prof and a few of my closest associates, we've been correct for a good year and a half. And boy, are you guys going to be stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. Um, will Joe lose his channel? No, J Rabbit. He's just on a timeout because stupid ass Fig was acting a little butthurt over being exposed for being the douche snake that he is. And he fraudulently copyright struck the channel for Joe merely showing his trash Pulp Fiction book on Amazon, which is first of all, that's considered fair use, Fig Boy, and uh, and in no way was that any sort of attempt at a violation of a copyright. You really are a small, tiny, little, immature, uh, frightened man child right now, and you're about to learn that you can't keep fucking around because you're going to find out. But we'll be getting into that. All right. I made a vow to keep tabs on everyone, a vow to myself. Great, great, Pitts. I know you're good at it. The comment got reported in Joe's chat first. Yeah, they reported my show last night and got the show demonetized. So, if you go back and watch that knocking in out of the ballpark show that I did last night, yeah, I can't make any of the 45 cents of ad revenue I might make in a month on that show because they all went report it because they were butthurt. And they got it demonetized because apparently I cursed a few many times. Lisa, welcome in, Lisa. Good to see you. You're my sweetie too. I always love when you come in. It's gonna make for some good video footage and screenshots. Oh, we got some good shit coming. We got some shit coming. Oh, we got some shit in the works. Hey, I dropped a video today uh, regarding this motion to compel. You guys really got to watch it, but not now. Later. I just put a little music to the PDF there. Hi, Lisa. I'm trying to listen, but my dogs won't stop barking. Nancy, the good Nancy. All right, blessings galore. Well, question: can you clarify what date the prosecution turned over Libby's video and audio to the defense? Oh, I don't fucking know. We'll have to read through this document. But there's a lot about that. Okay, there's a lot about that, and we'll get into it when we get to that point. Testicles, no thanks. Who? Wait, testicles? Louise, uh, clean your mind. Clean your mind. Okay, Nancy, mine are quiet for once. Mine is too. He's sleeping in the corner there. He's on guard duty, which means sleeping on his pillow by the front door. Um, he chooses. He has a pillow by the front door, pillow by the back door, and he just kind of moseys on one side to the other. That's what he does, uh, depending on his mood or the sun. He kind of tracks the sun throughout the day. Did he write that book before Carter used tentacles to describe this case? No. No, no, he's a total douche. Mass reporting everybody and false striking community and Big Self's community page is going, oh, well, he did that. He did that. Yeah, he's hiding. Okay, they're all in hiding. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, you guys gotta realize the game we pulled on these motherfuckers. Okay, you guys gotta realize the game we pulled on them. We documented for an entire year. Okay, we documented and kept our mouths shut as a team. And when the time was right, we pulled the trigger. And now they're in oh shit world. Okay, Salty, welcome in, Salty. First time to see you, but obviously you appreciate the Nancy joke. But there's a good Nancy and there's a bad Nancy. Digital, ask Skip if his research was stolen. Yes, it was. I'll tell you how. Skip allowed the dumbass. Skip made a lot of mistakes with his Google Drive. Skip trusts people because he's a good-hearted person, and Skip allowed people to have access to his Google Drive, and more than one went in there and stole stuff. and Bag Solves was one of them. Okay. Lisa, mine seems triggered lately. I was thinking they're feeling tremors. Yes, because we have this. We have these celestial events approaching. Big's book. $10 on Amazon for a hard copy. You guys, here's the thing. My book on Amazon is $75. From the $75, I walk away with about 35 because there's the printing cost, and then there's the Amazon discount that you give them for being a retailer that you give to the publisher gives to all the retailers. So, I make half the money on the damn book. So, Fig, $10 a pop, he's probably making three. He's probably making three at the most. Let him hide. Yeah, they're hiding. It's too late. It's how they deleted the discords and they kicked everyone out and blocked everyone a few months ago after the leaks that they caused. It was hilarious because we had already documented the discords thoroughly and submitted them to law enforcement prior to them deleting them. So we already had investigators go into them. Law enforcement monitors Discord more than any other. Other than YouTube and Discord, but obviously they were not aware of that, or they didn't believe the warnings that Julie Melvin was giving them. But it's a whole other point. But fuck it, we'll get to it later. Hey, Nancy says hi for her baby daddy. All right. So hey. All right. So I think what I should do is we'll get into it in 5 minutes. Ruh-roh. I'm getting messages from my friends when it's not a good time. Let's see. And I thought I muted the phone, so why is the iPad going off? Let's see. All right, so you want the link for my art, for my photography? Oh, just a moment. Let's see if I can snatch that for you. Oh, come on, girl. It's not that. All right, now let's see. Here we go. I think I got it for you. All right, there you go. That's my photography from Delphi, and hopefully you love it. And if you don't, keep it to yourself. All right. Picture Nick licking the sweat off Fig's back while Fig sucks his nuts. It's something like that. It's actually something like that. Is Noe calling? Well, Noe's on one. Noe's on the phone, and my other friend is on the iPad. So I mean, they're both going at me right now, and I can't. It's bad timing. They should be in the chat. Okay. All right. So where was I going to go with this? Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you a little my opinion. I thought it might be good to give a little opinion before we start, and then I'll give commentary during, and we'll do the chat explosion afterwards. So, but in the meantime, I know some of you sweethearts super chatted last night as we were discussing eggs, right? As we were discussing eggs, and so this is it, right? This is it. Right? So I got a bunch of these, a pack of these today for me and the little guy, and I just wanted you to see it because this is my number one favorite egg, and second only to the robin's eggs and the Cadbury cream eggs. But this is the deal right here. If you've never tried one, I highly recommend it. Okay, I highly recommend these little bastards. All right. So yeah, I mean, as far as today, here's the thing. For more than a year, we have been mocked, particularly by Ruckus Cox. He has mocked, belittled, harassed, and demeaned me for all the actual factual that I've been speaking, and and the relevant issues that people like Aaron Town and I have been discussing in the Discord for a good year and more. Um, and yes, I mean the photoshopping of the Abbey on the Bridge photo, the odd behavior of the family, the silence of Derek German, the the false timeline, false location, fantasy world narrative, all of the deals that we've been discussing on this channel for quite a long time. Um, and I gotta say, a day like today is just a beautiful day because it's a day where we get one step closer to to the people seeing that we are not conspiracy theorists and we are not completely out of our mind and we are not making shit up fantasy world out of thin air, but merely relaying uh, likely facts to you all. And today was just a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day. Uh, Having these issues brought to the courtroom for the very first time in all of these years now. So all of you who's been here from day one, today was the day. Okay, today is the day that the facts start to enter the courtroom. So very, very, very moving day. A monumental day. Okay, and your mind should be blown, and they will be shortly. If you haven't already read through the document and really digested it, I'll be helping with that tonight, and it should be great. And to be honest, I can't even believe that I'm up for it because I am so tired of reading documents. After the Franks memorandum, I'm just exhausted. But but because of the magnitude of the revelations today, uh, I'll have to grin and bear it. Okay, I'll have to grin and bear it. So we'll have to somehow get through this, and that's why I pulled out my comfortable chair and my fresh cup of coffee so that I can get in the right comfort zone to go ahead and plow through this document. It is quite lengthy and a lot of reading. So we'll get into that now, and then obviously when it's over, it will be chat explosion. So you guys get yourselves ready to blow this chat up. But first, let's go through this point by point, and and see what's alleged in here, and see what we are asking be brought to the table. Okay. Um, Ronnie Reed, welcome in, Ronnie. All right, Ronnie's in here. I see. Carol's ready. All right. Well, you say you love the little toys, Lisa. I'll give him the little props to throw around the house and step on and make me step on in the middle of the night. Kill me. But no, I love this little chocolatey hazelnut crunchy delicious thing. I'll probably have this after the show or on the intermission. So I'll set it there for now. And give me one moment, and I'll pull this up for you guys, and you guys will be um, you'll be in for quite a roller coaster ride. So here we go. Okay, Ronnie says this document has made my millennium. Yeah, mine too, because I've been preaching this stuff for a good year and a half, and I've been mocked, harassed, death threats, threats to my child, threats to my parents, threats to my uh, living brother, and slander on my murdered brother. It's just been a nonstop. Uh, this 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 insane group is willing to go to any lengths to keep the truth from ever coming out and exposing them for their role in the Delphi murders, and it's just been hellacious. And no wonder half the Delphi YouTubers that have ever come into existence have disappeared and been run away because it's quite a cartel they have going. And so, anyway, all that aside, we're about to face some of why it's been this way. And right now the cartel has to answer because we absolutely know that this prosecution, this law enforcement, and it appears that this court is covering for this cartel. And this is the uphill battle we are facing. But tonight, you're going to hear things uh, that should ring a bell. Okay, you should hear things that echo what we've been saying for a long time. You should hear things that I've posted ad nauseum in the discords and whatnot. But I tell you what, it's just staggering. So let's get into it. Let me get a sip of coffee and get into it. And welcome in. Oh, I see Carol. Carol is here right there, but Criminally Focused is in the house. Hi, long time no see, and great to see you here. All right. I was wondering why. Well, I just was saying that my phone was blowing up and in the microphone, and I'm like, oh, I can't mute it. But yeah, I'm in the middle we're about to get started on this. So join, strap in, and join us for the ride. All right. So this is a motion to compel in request for sanctions. Okay. And I'll try to make this look. I know it's difficult. I try to make my readings as brief as possible because I know it's laborious. But when I do my readings, I try to consider those who at a later time will listen without watching. So they will put it on just to listen and not watch. Um, and so when I do my readings, I like to read clearly, really reiterate points, and add commentary as we go, because I try to read it and comment upon it as if as the way that I would like to hear it if I were just a listener. So never mind the screen, never mind anything you see. Just consider that if it takes a little minute, it's because I want to go through here and read it for yourself. Uh, I'll read it for you guys as if I would read it for myself and relay my thoughts so that if you're just the leisurely listener, you can kind of really get the full picture here without having to look at the screen. So please bear with me. And like I said, I got the comfy chair, I got my coffee, so hopefully I can last tonight. So comes now the accused Richard Allen by and through counsel Andrew Baldwin and Brad Rossi, and moves this court to compel the state of Indiana to provide certain discovery that the defense believe exists, but the state of Indiana has not provided to the defense. Additionally, the defense seeks a sanction against the state of Indiana for a variety of discovery violations detailed herein. Oh, guaranteed they're violations. All the attorneys that I have consulted with, and also the ones I've heard on YouTube commenting, they all are in unanimous agreement. It's really amazing that they've never seen anything like this in all their years of professional work. It's unprecedented, and it's clearly violations by the state on all levels. Okay, so it's amazing. But the sanction requested is simply that any delay in the trial created by the state's violation of rules of discovery be assessed against the state of Indiana. In support of said motion, the accused states the following. Okay, we're going to go through this. Okay, so you guys just relax. Smoke what you smoke, drink what you drink. But here you go. Here you go. Okay. The defense has attempted to cooperate with the state of Indiana in order to comply with the spirit of Local Rule 8, CR008, 18, which is attached to mark this Defense Exhibit A for the sole purpose of assisting the court in supplementing this motion to compel. Pursuant to the local rule, the state of Indiana shall disclose and furnish all relevant items and information under the rule to the defendant within 30 days from the date of appearance, subject to the constitutional limitations and other state limitations. and the defense shall provide the same within 30 days of the state providing its evidence. Pursuant to said local rule, the party seeking disclosure of evidence shall include the party's motion or request a statement showing that the attorney making the motion or request has made a reasonable effort to reach agreement with the opposing counsel concerning matters set forth in the motion or request, including date, time, place, or manner of this effort to reach an agreement. Okay. To this day, the state of Indiana continues to provide late discovery of items and information that it was required to provide no later than December 14, 2022, pursuant to local rule. For example, on February 20, 2024, the defense sent a certified letter to the prosecutor's office seeking many pieces of evidence, over 20, that the defense believes exists, but it appears that the state of Indiana has failed to turn over to the defense. In that certified letter, the defense requested a determination if said evidence exists, and if so, to determine if that evidence has been turned over to the defense, as the defense was unable to locate any of the aforementioned evidence in the vast amount of discovery provided by the state of Indiana. In other words, the defense was seeking clarity as to whether the prosecution had turned over certain evidence or whether said evidence even exists. Okay, so we're having a repeated theme in these little paragraphs, right? Which is like, does this evidence exist or not? Have you turned it over if it does exist or not? The state of Indiana did not respond to the letter, but rather sent one e-discovery strand which contained a small portion of that evidence requested, including certain videotaped interviews that have never been turned over involving people integral to the timeline, which means they reluctantly handed over a few smidgets of interviews that were very relevant. Okay? The state of Indiana turned over these pieces of evidence more than 14 months fucking late, without explanation. Okay? 14 months. That's more than a year. This whole time, there's someone rotting in a prison cell who is a pretrial detainee. Pursuant to local rule, the defense is not required to make specific requests for any evidence whatsoever, as the state of Indiana is required to turn over all relevant items. Yet, without making the specific request, it appears that the defense would never have received these most recent pieces of evidence. And that means the paragraphs just preceding. The few pittances of interviews that were turned over of people integral to the timeline. The frustration from the defense is that this is not the first time that the defense has had to make specific requests for specific evidence that the state had failed to turn over. Okay? Because law enforcement and the prosecution are in total control of what evidence is ultimately turned over to the defense has no choice but to hope that the state of Indiana turns over all relevant evidence, especially exculpatory evidence. The defense simply does not have the luxury of knowing what relevant exculpatory evidence the state possesses and has turned over versus what relevant exculpatory evidence that the state of Indiana possesses but has failed to turn over. Over the course of this case, the defense has learned of certain evidence referenced in other discovered documents or mentioned from other sources or from exercising common sense that has caused the defense to believe that said evidence does indeed exist, but that the prosecution has intentionally failed to turn over. And then the defense later determined that the prosecution did in fact possess those items, but failed to turn those items over to the defense until requested to do so, which is not how it works. The history of the prosecutor failing to turn over all relevant evidence to the defense has caused great concern to the defense, as it should. Remember, the local rule is that you turn over the fucking evidence. This is what discovery is, ladies and gentlemen. Over the course of this case, many of the items that the state of Indiana has failed to provide to the defense in a timely manner are what the defense would label as major pieces of evidence, even exculpatory evidence. Many of the items that the state of Indiana failed to provide to the defense in a timely manner were only provided after the defense had specifically requested those particular items that the defense came to learn indeed existed. But the state of Indiana had failed to turn them over. For example, and here is an example, one of the more important pieces of evidence in this case is the data retrieved from the phone found at the scene where the victims were found. As this piece of evidence contains data concerning the down the hill video and other important information. In other words, the fucking phone. This phone and the data contained on the phone has been available since 2017, obviously. Yet, the defense did not receive this data from the phone by the deadline of December 14, 2022, as it designated by local rule. Remember, 30 days. The defense, knowing that this evidence simply had to exist, finally sent an email to the prosecutor on June 17, 2023, requesting the data from several phones, including the phone in question that belonged to Liberty German. The state of Indiana did not provide the phone data from Liberty German's phone until September 8, 2023, nearly 9 months after the state of Indiana should have turned over that evidence, and nearly 3 months after the defense specifically requested that evidence, even though the defense is not required to make a specific request for relevant evidence, and even though there's a 30-day time frame that is governed by law that this evidence must be turned over. Most of the other items requested in that June 17, 2023 email to the prosecution still to this very day has not been turned over to the defense. This includes data, reports, and other information related to the images of the bridge purportedly taken on Libby German's phone at 2:05 p.m. on February 13, 2017. We call those Cheyenne's images that are alleged to be Libby's, as well as the image of Abigail Williams walking on the bridge, purportedly, keyword, purportedly taken on Libby German's phone at 2:07 p.m. on February 13, 2017, which we allege is a fraudulent, photoshopped image based on several lifetime experts in Photoshop who we have consulted. Both purportedly sent through Snapchat. Again, purportedly. What have I been saying for a year about those images? Let's read that one again. Most of the items requested in that June 17, 2023 email to the prosecution still to this day have not been turned over. This includes data, reports, and other information related to the images of the bridge purportedly taken on Libby's phone, as well as an image of Abigail Williams walking on the bridge purportedly taken on Libby's phone. Both purportedly posted on Snapchat. Yeah, the fake fucking images. This week, the week of August 5, 2023, the defense took several depositions. At the conclusion of that week, it became clear to the prosecution that the defense was pursuing information concerning certain fucking Odinists that have been investigated by 3 law enforcement officers, Todd Click, Greg Ferenczi, and Kevin Murphy. One, Greg Ferenczi, who was assassinated in front of his FBI office by a white supremacist named Shane Meehan, who is going to trial at the end of the year. On or about September 8, 2023, nearly a month after this deposition, the prosecutor provided a daunting amount of newly discovered evidence, including a letter from Todd Click's lawyer discussing Click's concern, essentially, that the prosecution might be unaware of law enforcement's investigation into Brad Holden, Patrick Westfall, and Elvis Fields. Yes, the Frank's Memorandum, remember it? And others. Click believed were likely involved in the murders. The letter and its contents were highly exculpatory. They were hiding that from the defense. Upon receiving this missing evidence, the defense was surprised, shocked, to learn that on May 1, 2023, the prosecutor's office signed for the Todd Click letter and the exculpatory evidence and information contained in that letter, yet failed to alert the defense as to the existence of this exculpatory discovery until after the prosecutor knew for certain that the defense would definitely be calling Todd Click in for future depositions, at which point in time the defense would most assuredly learn of the existence of this exculpatory evidence. McClellan did not turn over the letter and its exculpatory material to the defense until September 8, 2023. It took McClellan 131 fucking days to turn over this exculpatory evidence. And it was only turned over after he knew that the defense would ultimately find out about the evidence. Remember also that after deposing Holman and Holman becoming aware that they were onto the Odinist angle, all of a sudden the guards at Westville removed the patches, the Odinist patches. They suddenly disappeared after deposing Holman. Remember that. Don't let that one slide by you. The prosecutor offered zero explanation whatsoever as to why he had held on to exculpatory evidence for several months, 131 days, and only provided it to defense once it became obvious that the defense would learn of the existence of this evidence. Certainly, the defense would have been much further ahead in their defense of Richard Allen had the prosecutor turned over the Click information in a timely manner. Yes, because it is central to the fucking Frank's Memorandum. Certainly, the defense would have been even more prepared for the August depositions had the prosecutor turned over that exculpatory evidence. Between September 8, 2023 and October 6, 2023, the exact time of the fucking leaks, approximately 90 days before the January 2024 trial date that had been set, the state of Indiana dumped 14 hard drives, 5 flash drives, and 1 disk and certain e-discovery onto the defense, including several videotaped interviews of third-party suspects that the defense had focused on when deposing law enforcement in early August 2023. The state of Indiana provided no explanations whatsoever why they had not turned over to the defense this massive amount of evidence. Yeah, how much evidence? 14 hard drives, 5 flash drives, and 1 disk and e-discovery. The state of Indiana provided no explanation whatsoever. This was 9 months later than required under the local rule, and a month after the prosecution learned that the defense was pursuing a defense that certain third parties were involved in the murders. Much of the late discovered missing evidence pertained to the focus of law enforcement on certain suspects involved in Odinism. Sounds like they were hiding it, doesn't it? It was apparent that the defense had not alerted the state of Indiana as to their strategy to pursue the Odinist angle in the defending of their client, and therefore the likelihood that the defense would talk to Todd Click, who would then reveal the existence of the letter, it is highly likely that the prosecutor would have never turned over that exculpatory evidence to the defense. The very last discovered item that the defense received before the prosecutor requested that the defense be kicked off the fucking case was the geofencing evidence that the defense believes was received on October 6, 2023, just 3 days after the fucking leaks. This geofencing evidence was received nearly 10 months after the state was required to turn it over, and contained what appeared to be highly exculpatory evidence concerning a variety of important matters, including the phone numbers of multiple people who appear to either have been at the crime scene or within 100 yards of the crime scene during the very fucking times when the victims were purportedly being murdered, according to the state's fraudulent timeline provided in the PCA. In this late discovery, the defense found a map prepared by someone that appears to track the movements of these people in and around the crime scene the afternoon of December 13, 2017. He means February. Okay, this is a typo. The exact date and time of the alleged murders, according to law enforcement, within 100 yards of the place these girls' bodies were left. We'll get to it. Pardon me. We'll get to it. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm a little heated. Since their return to Richard Allen's defense, Allen's attorneys have specifically requested via email that the state of Indiana provide all narrative reports related to the geofencing data, as well as all documents related to the geofencing data. But the state of Indiana so far has claimed that no such documents exist. Let's talk about Alex Voorhees and the quote-unquote fog reveal. Let's talk about Alex Voorhees and the fog reveal. Google it. Let's talk about Alex Voorhees and the fog reveal. Google the shit. As it relates to the geofencing evidence, it would be shocking that law enforcement would take the time to put a map together tracking the movements of certain phones in and around the crime scene between 12:39 and 5:49 p.m. on February 13, 2017, but then would not follow up with a detailed narrative report concerning the geofencing analysis of that data. Yet, the prosecution claims no such geofencing reports exist. Alex Voorhees, fog reveal. However, the defense has heard that this type of answer from the prosecution in the past, only to learn that the prosecution's claim that the documents did not exist weren't true, i.e. they fucking lied. Within the last 2 weeks, the defense deposed the state's phone dump expert, who presumably will be testifying concerning the data found on Liberty German's phone. Before that deposition, the defense had emailed the prosecution on February 26, 2024, seeking reports related to the phone dump of that particular phone in order to prepare for said deposition. Okay, we're talking about Libby's phone. The prosecution responded to defense claiming that there were no reports related to the phone dump from the expert. Then, at the deposition, minutes before the deposition began, the prosecutor, The prosecutor handed over 2 to 3 pages of notes that the state's phone dump expert had made, providing the defense zero time to review it as part of the preparation for the deposition, and providing no opportunity for the defense to meet with its own technology expert in order to learn which questions would be wise to ask the state's expert at said deposition. The prosecutor handed over these notes without a fucking explanation and with no apparent reasons as to why he had previously told the defense that no such documents exist, when in fact they did. What did you tell? Let me ask you this. Did you tell Rick Snay, Mark Cohen, or Fig fucking Solves, Nick? Did you tell any of the fucking YouTubers? Prosecutors' denial of the existence of certain documents regarding the phone dump before the deposition, followed by the unexplained, magical, sudden, last-minute production of certain documents within minutes of the fucking deposition, sadly was not surprising. It's par for the course. But it highlights once again the less than forthright style in which the prosecution has been turning over evidence to the defense dating back to the beginning of the case. Yes, because they are hiding the actual murderers of the children in Delphi. Furthermore, because of the lack of candor concerning this evidence, or the existence or non-existence of certain evidence, the defense cannot be sure whether certain documentation exists concerning geofencing analysis, even though the prosecution is claiming that no such documentation exists. Alex Voorhees, fog reveal. Since rejoining the case, the defense has sought out the names of the geofencing experts who analyzed the geofencing evidence for the purposes of preparing the depositions to determine if the state's expert has an explanation as to why the geofencing evidence displays what appears to be extremely exculpatory evidence of multiple people walking around and in the crime scene during the times when law enforcement claims that the murders were taking place and where they were taking place. At first, the prosecutor refused to provide the names of his experts, but then told the defense he would ask his investigator. Again, specifically, someone prepared a fucking map which tracked the February 13 afternoon movements of multiple phones in and around the place where the victims were ultimately found the following day. Hold on a minute. All right, this one's so major. This one's so major that we have to really refocus. Okay, I'm getting a little too heated to be covering this. Okay. Please perk your ears up, put your thinking caps on and your listening ears on. Again, specifically, someone prepared a map which tracked the February 13th, 2017 afternoon movements of multiple phones in and around the place where the victims were ultimately found the following day. Particularly, some of these movements appeared to have occurred between 3:02 p.m. and 3:27 p.m., either at the scene where the victims were ultimately found or within 60 to 100 yards from that site. And none of the phones or the people associated with those phones have any affiliation with Richard Allen. Following the request for the identity of the geofencing experts, the prosecution claimed they had no idea who analyzed the geofencing data. Alex Voorhees, Fog reveal. But then the state of Indiana provided the names of 4 people that may be called as the state's expert witness on geofencing. Nowhere in discovery has the defense located any narrative reports or any other documentation or analysis of the geofencing data from any of the 4 identified state geofencing experts. Nowhere in the discovery has the defense found any documentation negating the defense analysis of the geofencing evidence shows multiple people were found in and near the crime scene at the time when law enforcement claims the murders were occurring and the place law enforcement claims the murders were occurring. Additionally, the defense has reviewed all discovery provided by the state of Indiana and has not yet found a single fucking interview of any of those people whose phones, according to the geofencing data, were found the afternoon of February 13, 2017, moving in or around the fucking location where the bodies were ultimately found at the times when the murders were allegedly taking place, according to the law enforcement timeline. The defense did locate very limited background info concerning one of the owners of one of the phones, but did not locate any narrative reports, interviews, or notes concerning the owner of that phone. It would be shocking if the owners of those phones were not interviewed. All right. Question here. You had multiple phones circulating around and in the crime scene at the time law enforcement alleges the murders were taking place. It would be shocking if the owners of these phones were not fucking interviewed, when their movements were tracked and then replicated on a map depicting their movements in and around the crime scene based upon the geofencing coordinates. But the defense has not located any interviews of the owners of these phones. The defense has located no information or interviews contained in any investigative documents concerning any other fucking people or people whose phones numbers are identified on that February 13, 3 to 3:30 time zone as walking in or around the same area where the victims were ultimately found the next day. Again, someone in law enforcement summarized these motherfucking movements by replicating them on a map. Yet, no narrative report can be found to explain why law enforcement reduced the movements to a map of the multiple people using multiple phones at or near the fucking crime scene at the time the murders were purportedly being committed. Now, while it is possible that the geofencing is not what it appears to be, or perhaps was later debunked in some document that has not been turned over to defense, the defense has found zero documentation that dispels that the geofencing appears to be highly exculpatory in nature. The defense is attempting to verify what the geofencing evidence appears to show. And based upon the map that tracks the movements of multiple people, to verify what law enforcement also apparently believes the geofencing shows. So what does the fucking geofencing show? Multiple individuals carrying phones, tracking in and around the crime scene, at the time law enforcement alleges the girls were being murdered. And nothing? What do you think this is? Are these our murderers? Is this the pig roast? Are these the meth fueled maniacs who were out there that day that the girl stumbled into? Who are these people? It only gets worse from here, folks. It only gets worse. Number 48. After the debacle involving the identity of the Purdue professor, the defense has no faith at all that the prosecution will produce evidence, such as the geofencing analysis, as required under Local Rule 08 CR 00018. As detailed in the Franks memorandum filed September 18, 2023, as well as the defendant's additional Franks notice filed October 3rd, 2023, the day of the fucking leak explosion by our YouTube friends. Since August 10, 2023, the defense has asked the prosecutor to identify the Purdue professor whose findings thwarted investigative efforts to look into Odinism as being involved in the murders. According to Doughboy Sergeant Jerry Holman, the Purdue professor had reviewed the arrangement of certain sticks left at the crime scene and concluded that the sticks found on the girls at the crime scene, according to him, Mr. Doughboy, did not represent Odinism or any type of cult worshiping of any type of group that would have committed the crime. Yeah, sounds like he's fucking covering for the murderers, doesn't he? Doesn't it? Peep this. However, after his deposition, the defense sought the identity of this Purdue professor who altered the way that the case was investigated. No one from the prosecution or LE claimed that they could remember this fucking professor's name. After the defense made several requests from the prosecutor to identify this professor for the purposes of conducting a deposition, the prosecutor sent an email to defense on September 6, 2023, that read, "As stated before, we are trying to identify the Purdue professor, but no luck yet, so sorry. Detective Doughboy Holman has reached out to the FBI and Purdue and has not gotten a response yet. We will continue our endeavors, but may not be able to identify him or her. Don't look this way, don't look over here." This response from the prosecutor seemed utterly fucking preposterous. It had been nearly a month since the defense made its request, or its first request for the prosecutor to identify this fucking professor. And the state police, with all the resources at its disposal, claims that it was unable to identify this fucking professor. Neither could Purdue identify this fucking professor. Neither could the FBI. Even indicating that they may never be able to identify this fucking professor. This shit seemed implausible. The mere identity of this professor is considered discovery that should have been turned over to defense. His name and reports should have been provided to defense no later than December 14th, 2022, according to the local rule. Yet on September 6, 2023, the prosecutor told the defense that Jerry Doughboy Holman and the vast resources of the ISP could not fucking figure out who this professor was, nor did the prosecutor turn over any of the professor's reports. However, this is where you perk your ears up, ladies and gentlemen. Since getting back on the case, the defense has learned that Jerry Holman did, in fucking fact, learn the identity of the Purdue professor, Mr. Jeffrey Turco, on August 12th, 2023. Does August come before September? through the police department of Purdue. And Turco's identity was confirmed a few days later by other law enforcement. Doughboy Holman even had possession of Turco's fucking report, which contradicted Holman's August 10 sworn testimony during the same time frame. What happened? He gave sworn testimony, then he went the next fucking day and he found the guy, okay, and realized, oops, I fucked up. The information contained in paragraph 55 above came directly from Holman's own report, prepared September 22nd, 2023. However, Holman's report was not made available to the defense until February 2024. September, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months later. Are we talking about withholding? You're about to find out why. Like I said, perk your ears up, because here's where the minds get blown. Okay, here's where the mind gets fucking blown. And we're the ones full of shit, right? We're the ones making shit up. We're the ones providing a distraction. We're the ones who are conspiracy theorists out of our minds. Okay, let's figure this one out. Holman's September 22nd, 2023 report exposed the following fucking concerning information concerning the state of Indiana's intentional violation of discovery order due to their attempt to hide the identity of this motherfucker. During the month of August 2023, the defense made multiple requests for the state of Indiana to identify this professor. According to Jerry Holman and Tony Liggett, altered the way the case was investigated. In other words, this is the professor that they claimed said there's no Odinism. There's nothing even remotely close to a fucking room. By mid-August 2023, Holman knew the identity of this professor. Yet throughout all of August, September, McClellan told the defense on multiple occasions that Holman and other LE could not figure out who this is, and we may never be able to figure it out. Don't look this way. McClellan's September 6, 2023 email to defense detailing Holman's inability to identify the professor was clearly a fucking lie. After the filing of the Franks memo on September 18, 2023, yes, the 136 pages that break this shit wide open, Jerry Holman was forced to interview that Purdue professor before the professor learned that he was missing. Holman interviewed this professor the very next fucking day, September 19. Okay, think about this. You guys gotta think about what happened. Frank's memorandum drops. The defense and the prosecution and law enforcement take a huge shit on themselves. The very next day, Holman goes to the professor to interview him. He knows. He says, oh shit, we gotta talk. Holman's September 22, 2023 report memorializing this meeting with Turco is filled with multiple falsehoods and mischaracterizations concerning his conversation with Turco. All right, now this is where the minds get blown. So if you already got your head up your ass, pull your head out of your ass, put your listening ears on. Yeah, Ruckus. Put your fucking listening ears on, Big Solves. Debbie True Crime Notebook. Put your fucking ears on. Frank Meister. Okay, put your fucking ears on. In what appears to be an attempt to water down Turco's actual fucking opinion that it was given that someone was trying to replicate a Germanic runic script. What? Someone was trying to replicate a Germanic runic script? Holman memorialized Turco's conclusion as inconclusive. How convenient. Despite how Holman drafted this report, Turco's conclusions were not fucking inconclusive. Hello, Ruckus, Fig, Frank, Debbie. Turco was clear that in his opinion and that of a Harvard fucking expert, the sticks found at the scene were an attempt to replicate a Germanic rune script. The only thing that Turco could not say for certain was the intended fucking meaning of the script. back that up. What? What? Turco was clear that in his opinion and that of a Harvard expert, the sticks found at the scene were an attempt to replicate a German rune script. Can it be any more clear? Holman also attempted to deceive those reading this report when he wrote in his report that Turco stated that no evidence or research indicated that those involved in Odinism practices ritualistic human sacrifices. Doughboy Holman chose not to include Turco's actual fucking words, that the stick configurations were pretty clearly runic and that he could certainly imagine that this was someone's idea that when you do a human sacrifice, you carve runes. There are some poetic sources that would sort of support the idea that somebody might have come across. That scenario seems entirely plausible to me. Let's read that again. What was Turco's opinion? That he could certainly imagine that this was somebody's idea that when you do a human sacrifice, you carve runes. There are some poetic sources that would sort of support the idea that somebody might have come across. That scenario seems entirely plausible to me. What did Holman say, though? What did Holman fucking lie and say? No evidence or research indicated that those involved in Odinism practice ritualistic human sacrifices. Whereas Turco told Holman to his face that the people who placed these sticks on those girls clearly were attempting to create runes, and that it was entirely plausible that the perpetrator would believe that after a human sacrifice, he or they should carve runes. Holman attempted to deceive the fucking readers of the report by implying that Turco totally disregarded that possibility and the possibility of human involvement in human sacrifice. Holman certainly understood that on August 10, 2023, he did not tell the truth under oath. Is that perjury? Holman certainly understood that on August 10, 2023, he did not tell the truth under oath at his deposition concerning the findings of the fucking Purdue professor. Then he tried to hide the identity of the professor. So did Nick McClellan. So did law enforcement. So did the FBI. While Holman was attempting to hide the identity of the Purdue professor, what Holman did not account for was that the Franks memorandum would be filed September 18, and the Franks memo would call out Holman and McClellan for claiming that they could not figure out the identity of this professor. Furthermore, McClellan never once contacted the defense and alerted them that the Purdue professor had been found, because they did not want anyone to know the truth of the statements and opinions of both the Purdue professor and the Harvard professor. Who were they protecting? Furthermore, McClellan still has never explained to the defense why he had sent an email on September 6, 2023, claiming that the identity of the Purdue professor was still fucking unknown, when it was later revealed that Holman had known of the identity of the Purdue professor several weeks earlier. Additionally, McClellan never turned over the Purdue report until receiving an email from the defense requesting that he turn it over, withholding evidence. Who is he protecting? McClellan finally turned over the fucking report on October 4th, 2023, A single day after the fucking leaks. Nearly 10 months after he was required to do so under local rules. And over a month after Holman received the report in mid-August 2023. The Purdue report that the prosecutor finally turned over to defense further exposed the lack of veracity of Liggett's and Holman's August fucking depositions, which further explained why Holman tried to hide the identity of the Purdue professor and the contents of the 2017 report. In addition to those discovery violations already identified, the state of Indiana has also failed to produce other evidence that the defense has either had to pursue on its own or make a specific request from the prosecution. Some of this evidence includes, but is not limited to, the following. Pardon me. The faked crime scene image found on Brad Holder's Facebook page, the defense had to travel to Georgia to receive a copy of that image. To this day, the state has not turned over a copy of the said fake crime scene image, while having to admit in deposition testimony that it is real and was found on Brad Holder's Facebook page within weeks of the murders. B, video of a ritual in Fort Wayne involving Brad Holder and Patrick Westfall, in which Westfall can be seen marking the tree using his hand, at a similar height on the tree that the F was found, the crime scene. After finding references to that ritualistic video in an email from Detective Greg Ferenczi, rest in peace, to Tony Liggett, the defense had to ask for that fucking video, as the prosecution had not yet turned it over to the defense. Video was finally received on or about September 8, 2023, around 10 months after the prosecutor was required to turn it over to the defense. C, video of Elvis Fields' interview was not turned over until September 8, 2023. The video of Johnny Messer interview was not turned over until September 8, 2023. The video of Rod fucking Abrams interview was not turned over until September 8. The video of Ned Smith was not turned over until September 8. These attempts at concealing evidence at the hands of Holman and McClellan, detailed in this motion, provides the underpinnings to support the defense position that law enforcement, fucking ruckus, the corrupt law enforcement of Carroll County and the state of Indiana and the prosecution continue to hide evidence from the defense, and to do so without care or concern for any of the consequences from the court. The defense recently filed its motion for early trial for several fucking reasons, including the concern for their client's safety, mental and physical health, because they want him dead. Biggest concern that the defense has concerning the early trial request is the prosecution's continued violation of discovery rules. They're trying to keep everything hidden. But guess what? The dam's fucking broken. Read the title of the show. Cracks in the dam, narrative crumbles, game's over. The defense would therefore request the court to compel the state of Indiana and LE to turn over all the fucking relevant evidence in possession. Again, as the defense does not have the luxury of knowing what is in the state's fucking possession, the defense can only specifically request discovery that the defense believes exists, based upon a common sense understanding of the evidence that they currently have in their possession, and the evidence that should exist as an extension of the evidence that the defense has already received. The defense is requesting the court to compel the state to turn over the defense no later than motherfucking Monday, March 18th. All the evidence that it may have in its possession, but has failed to turn over, including the following. All reports that detail how certain videos that should have been found in a hard drive labeled Delphi DVR were purportedly deleted between February 13 and February 20, 2017. Remember those? The first week of deleted interviews? Including the detailed videotaped interviews of Brad Holder and Patrick Westfall, and possibly Kelsey German and all the other fucking family. This would include any reports that detail how the erased videos were discovered, what attempts were made to retrieve the erased videos. Yes, because that's possible, right? All you have to do is bring it to a data retrieval specialist computer shop. and have them attempt to retrieve the recorded over data, which is very possible. What attempts were made to retrieve those erased videos, and an explanation for how the deleted fucking videos were erased in the first place, and any attempts to contact the subjects of the erased interviews for a re-interview. In other words, explain that shit. All reports that detail how certain audio is missing in certain videos found on a hard drive labeled Delphi DVR. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? So not only did we record over interviews, but we have some interviews with no fucking audio? The defense would further request all reports that detail why there is not fucking audio, what efforts have been made to retrieve the audio, and any attempts at recreating the audio by re-interviewing the fucking witnesses who are seen and not heard on the video. The identity of all persons whose interviews, are you fucking kidding me that they have not revealed to the defense the identity of all the interviews who were recorded over? And also the identity of all the persons who are videoed on all videos in which there's no audio. Similarly, the state of Indiana provided a hard drive, Delphi DVR drive 1 export, in which the state of Indiana claims that there is no detectable audio on the original drive from which the duplicate was made. Oh, so you mean they deleted the audio of a whole other fucking drive? The defense requests the court to compel the state to identify all persons viewed on this hard drive in which no audio is available, as well as synopsis of what was said on the missing fucking audio. Are you kidding me? Oh, are you kidding me? On a hard drive, Delphi DVR Drive 1 export, it appears that a sketch artist met with a lady and then sketched out an image of a male. The defense has never seen this sketch, nor has the prosecutor produced this sketch to the defense. Where's the fucking sketch? The defense requests the name of the female who appears to provide the information that resulted in the sketch. You mean to tell me they haven't given up the names? As well as all documents of the sketch artists that the defense has seen other sketch artists produce in other sketches, and the substance of the conversation between the sketch artist and the lady providing the information, and all law enforcement reports detailing why law enforcement asked the witness to provide information for a fucking sketch artist. Furthermore, the defense requests the court to compel the state of Indiana to produce the fucking sketch. So you mean to tell me there's a sketch we haven't seen? And they made sure to record over the audio? Now, guys, here's where it gets rich. Here's where it gets rich, okay? Now, all of you motherfuckers who have called us crazy, stupid, conspiracy theorists, retards, and worse, this one goes out to all of you. This is what we call, we fucking told you so. This is the direction we're headed now. And this is where I get to sit back, smoke a fat fucking joint, and smile while you fuckers crash and burn. All of Derek German's law enforcement interviews, including video, audio, and our notes and reports memorializing any law enforcement interview. If he was never interviewed, the defense would ask for confirmation of that. We want Derek German. You ready for this one? For all of us, you family bashers, I go after anyone who goes after the family. For the purposes of establishing a timeline, all of Kelsey German's phone dumps of all phones attributable to Kelsey German. If her phone was never collected, the defense would request confirmation of this fucking fact. Furthermore, every law enforcement interview of Kelsey German, including video, audio, and or notes or reports memorializing any law enforcement interviews. If she was never interviewed, the defense would ask for confirmation of that fact. I was interviewed 6 or 7 times, and they were mean to me. I didn't like them. Gamma. Six or seven times, eh? Next, all of Cody Patty's phone dumps of all phones attributable to Cody Patty. If his phone was never collected, the defense would request confirmation of this fact and an explanation of why fucking not. Furthermore, of every law enforcement interview of Cody Patty, including video, audio, and or notes reports memorializing any law enforcement interviews. If he was never interviewed, the defense would ask for confirmation of that fact and a fucking explanation as to why not. Cody, Derek, Kelsey, the Shack. That's what we want to fucking know about. Cody, Derek, Kelsey, and the Shack. And why is Libby all these years alleged to be wearing a particular set of clothing, and the clothing we find on Abby's poor little body not matching that particular clothing? I'd like to know, the prof would like to know himself, why in the fuck do the clothes on Abby Williams not match the clothes that for 6 years were alleged to have been on Liberty German's living body? Now, you may have remembered that Ruckus Cox called me crazy for relaying that my veteran military contractor for the Canadian government of 30 years, expert graphic designer and Photoshop expert, when she informed that the Abbey on the Bridge photo was indeed photoshopped, oh, did I take the hits? Oh, did I take the hits? Oh, did the troll farm come after me? Oh, did they come after me? Oh, yes, they did. Oh, did they threaten to kill me? Yes, they did. Oh, did they threaten to have my son handed over to Child Protective Services? Oh, yes, they did. Did they threaten to remove me from the internet permanently? Oh, yes, they did. Did they threaten to take my channel down? Yes, they did, and they pretty much almost did. I got a question for you guys. There are 2 images that exist, but which the state of Indiana has not turned over to the defense. Those images can be found on the interfucking net, with at least one of those images seemingly adopted by law enforcement as being legitimate, as it has been utilized by law enforcement in various media appearances, including a 2019 press conference. We are talking about the photo of Abby Williams walking on the bridge, purportedly taken at 2:07 p.m. on 2/13/2017, attributable to being sent via Snapchat from Liberty German's phone. Purportedly. Also, an image on the Monon High Bridge, purportedly taken at 2:05 p.m., also attributed to being sent via Snapchat from Liberty German's phone, but which the prof says is one of Cheyenne's images, passed off as Libby's. Related to those items, the defense would ask the court to compel the state of Indiana for the following that so far has not been produced. You may remember the prof's video on the photoshopped images in which I blast Kyle Smith and Erica Gibson. Interviews or reports of Kyle Smith or anyone else that claims to have received either or both images taken on the bridge, purportedly at 2:05 or 2:07, and purportedly from Libby's Snapchat, and purportedly from Libby's phone. All reports, analysis, and documentation detailing any information about the images purportedly taken at 2:05 and 2:07 sent out via Snapchat, purportedly. All reports, documentation, and analysis from Snapchat that was subpoenaed directly from Snapchat or any law enforcement agency dealing with the data confirming when those images were actually taken, where they were taken, and how they were distributed. Because we ain't believing none of the fucking storytelling, including all reports related to the data and the metadata. Any analysis related to these images that has been conducted by law enforcement or any law enforcement agency or by any person or governmental or private entity that has worked with law enforcement. If the state of Indiana does not believe that the image of Abby walking on the bridge at 2:07 p.m. and of the bridge taken at 2:05 p.m. are discoverable because the state of Indiana does not claim that those images are relevant or reliable, then the defense requests confirmation of this fact. Oh, baby. So we want to know, what's the deal with the fucking images? Are they legit? Prove it. Are they total bullshit like we have claimed for over a year? Prove it. All reports and/or documents, including phone dumps from any phone or electronic device that was believed to possibly be a phone or electronic device of either victim, meaning both fucking phones, okay? Abby's and Libby's. Or electronic device of either victim used near the Monon High Bridge or in an area that was geofenced near the Monon High Bridge or at fucking Wilson Bridge and was identified as a victim phone that is different than the phone found at the crime scene. Yes, we're talking about the other fucking phone. All emails between Professor Turco and any law enforcement officer from 2017 to present. Yeah, we want the entire chain of communication from your rune expert. All reports, documentation, notes, and/or analysis of the geofencing data related to this case. We want to know about every fucking phone in the vicinity on the day that they were alleged to have been murdered. The identity of the person or persons, presumably law enforcement, that labeled the geofencing data, including labeling a second phone as geofence victim, that the phone that was not the phone belonging to Libby. Yeah, Abby's fucking phone. The identity of the geofence victim from a phone that does not belong to Liberty German. Oh, the second phone. We want to know how Rick Snay knew about the second fucking phone a year ago. Can someone tell me, how did Rick Snay know about this other phone? The identity of the person or persons, presumably Ellie, but possibly Alex Voorhees, that reduced the geofencing coordinates of the multiple phones on February 13, 2017, between 12:39 p.m. and 5:49 p.m. to a map tracking the various phones on that date between those times. All interviews, reports, documents, or memorializations of interviews of anyone whose phone was found through geofencing in and around the fucking crime scene
at the time law enforcement is claiming that the murders took place. All reports of all leak investigations not related to the Mitch Westerman leak investigations, including any reports made by Nick McClellan of content providers reaching out to him, claiming that they were in possession of leaked information, and which McClellan then ordered the content provider to delete the images. Once again, all reports of leak investigations not related to the Mitch Westerman leak, including any reports made by Nick McClellan of content providers, fictional, reaching out to him, claiming that they were in possession of leaked information, and which McClellan then ordered the content provider to delete the images. Delete everything? What? Fictions? What? And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. We made it. The defense further requests that the state of Indiana be sanctioned for the variety of discovery violations, which are clear and evident in this case, detailed in this document that we just spent the past hour running through. Specifically, the defense requests that should any violations result in the need for a continuance of the early trial in order to evaluate the late discovered evidence, that the time be applied against the state of Indiana and not against Richard Allen. Wherefore, the accused moves this court to compel the state of Indiana to provide all relevant evidence in the possession of the defense, including all specific requests made in paragraph 69, which was the big one. Okay, so listen up. That's it. Please give me a moment to get a glass of water, and we're going to get to this chat because I need my chat to let us know what you think now, because that's all the reading for today. So please give me a moment. I'm dying of thirst, and I think I've yelled a little too much because I'm starting to get a headache. So let me get some water. It could be the coffee, but let me get a big glass of water and come sit my ass back down. We're going to hit this chat, and I think you guys are going to be in for a fun time. I mean, fun time. And please, if you haven't already hit like or subscribe to both my channels, please subscribe to the channels, hit like while I go get my glass of water. And I love you guys. See you by about 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. All right, can everyone hear me? Do I need to stop the music? All right, can everyone hear me all right? All right, good job, good job. Everyone can hear me. Let's go. We're ready. All right. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of chat to get into. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's see if the music stopped. I have to make sure no one's responding fast enough. Let's see. Responding fast. There we go. All right, so what do we got in the chat here? Gosh, how was that, an hour? Jesus Christ. Here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let me back it up. I'm so glad to see everyone. If you're just in the lurker crew, please join the chat. Please join the chat. Let's get into this damn chat here. All right. Tell you what, I'm not going too far back. At all, actually. Let's go with Lambert Co. Welcome in, Lambert Co. again. I love you. All right. So I think at this point, an immediate hearing needs to be held on the accuracy of the PCA. If not enough remaining to search RA should go home, let him start over, even if RA wears an anklet. Yeah. Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Aaron's welcome in, Aaron. Office on fire. Love it. No, I'm pissed, but let me say something before I get started. I'm actually happy. I mean, do you realize I've been waiting a couple years for this? We've been waiting a couple years for this moment. A lot of us have. A lot of folks on YouTube have been mocking, shaming, humiliating, embarrassing, threatening, and all that for a couple of years. But a lot of us have been anxiously awaiting this for a number of years. And so I'm not just on fire. I'm excited, but I'm also upset. So it's a little of both. How are these people allowed to even give a traffic violation? Welcome in, Judy Hathaway. Thank you. Hey, Caitlin Woodward's in the house. Welcome in, Caitlin. It gets worse. Yeah, it gets fucking worse. I mean, God have mercy. I mean, was that enough of a document for you? There should be perjury charges against Liggett and Holden. Yeah. Indiana residents will be funding their pensions if they're not charged. Yep. He shouldn't have been locked up in the first place, you know. It gets really bad. Well, you can always detain someone pre-trial, but the conditions in which he has been detained in and the amount of time he's been detained, it's just unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. Hey, Blondie 22 in the house. Welcome in, Blondie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, Blondie. Nancy Drew 101. Hey, you say hi, I, not I is in the house. Welcome in, I. And Deanna says, and everything she deleted from Libby's social media. Oh, we remember that, don't we? We remember that, don't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kelsey. Accountability. I says, where are Abby's skinny jeans? Yeah, what happened to Abby's clothing? Why is Abby wearing clothing that Libby was not wearing? Did that come from someone's trunk? Is that the reason for all of the bullshit fucking blabbing about the clothes coming out of your trunk all these years, Kelsey? I'm just curious. I don't know anything.
It's a beautiful document drop. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. All right, you guys. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm all tired now. I am tired. I took a lot out of me. All right, Diamond Eyes. Hey, you made it in here, Diamond Eyes. Where the hell you come from? Welcome in, Diamond Eyes. All right, let's get this chat going. We got to talk shit now. It's time. Where are all of Abby's clothes? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Libby's clothes are mostly in the creek. Well, who the fuck knows? Another set. Yeah, another set of Libby's clothes are in Abby. Exactly. Who brought the extra clothes? Were they in Kelsey's trunk? Is that where those came from? Is that why you've blabbed all these fucking years about the clothes in your trunk? I bet it is. Has there ever been DNA referenced in this case ever? Yes. Doug Carter said there was DNA. How is it possible zero DNA was transferred? I don't know. My opinion is starting to be: did they wear protective gear when they moved these bodies? Does that mean it was law enforcement or first responders of some sort? They have to release Richard Allen now. This is appalling, but we knew it would be. All need to be in prison except. Yeah, right, exactly. But hey, I don't know. I just know that it don't look good. It's not looking good. Love the language in this document. It's very specific, isn't it? See that Baldwin, okay? Baldwin and Razi, contrary to our non-cop's opinion, they are actually excellent lawyers. They are excellent attorneys. Excellent attorneys. That's going to be problematic for the state. They did nothing. They wanted Richard Allen to die. Yes, they did. And they still do, in my opinion. Isn't all of this considered a massive Brady violation? Well, yes, I do believe so. Am I hearing some preaching? Well, you're hearing some celebrating and some anger. So you call it that. Hey, Radar. This sucks because if Richard Allen was involved in any way, now he gets released. They fuck shit up bad. Well, yeah, that too. That too. But I'd rather him be released and we get all the other fucks involved in this than him be the only one thrown under the bus like they have attempted to do. Because we are pretty confident that there are multiple others involved. The state withheld the most valuable information. Yes, they did. And they never intended to turn over any of it. And they still have not turned over any of the Kelsey, any of the Cody, any of the Derek, any of the family, any of the real shit. I want the Kyle Smith. I want the Josh Lank. I want the Erica Gibson. They know they couldn't divulge or the case will be over. Yep, it's over now. Like I said, the cracks in the dam and the narrative crumbles. And you go watch my videos from a year ago. It's identically what's in this document. I want the geofencing starting February 12 to 14, actually until the magic bullet was found. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? How did the FBI place Libby and Abby arriving at approximately 1 p.m. in the Logan warrant? Someone explain that to me. What a lot of people don't get is that we do not want to be right about the predictions we make or have made in regards to this case. No, I don't want to be right because it's horrible. It means we have a meth trafficking gang who is also leaning towards white supremacy, who was out there involved in a CI situation on the day of the murders. And these poor baby girls walked into the woods, into their situation, end up murked. One ends up murked. The crew decides to sacrifice the other one. Multiple phones on people at the bridge. No, not at the bridge, sweetie. Not at the bridge. At the fucking crime scene around Ron Logan's. That's where they were. Within 60 to 100 yards of the spot the girls were is not the high bridge. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, gaslighters. Just like the sealed PCA, they didn't want the public to see how pathetic their case was. Yeah. Defense knows the timeline is fabricated. Yeah, you like how they use the word purportedly a lot because it's actually purportedly. Total corruption. I agree, Blondie.
I agree. I agree. Things done to these girls breaks my heart. Yeah, they murked one, they sacrificed the other. I need to play the horn and clapping effects for myself. Well, let's do it now. Hell, I deserve one tonight, don't I? Can I please have a fucking party horn? I mean, I'm exhausted. Let's give it. Let's give it to Prof. Give it to old Profy Poo over here. Let's see, come on, party. There we go. Yeah, baby. Can you deal with it? Can you deal with it? Yeah, thank you, criminally focused. Can we get the likes up? Give me some likes and go subscribe to that damn backup channel. I need to get to 500 subs on that backup channel. Kayla, hey, so Kayla says, thank you, I. When this is over, you are going to have to keep making some kind of videos because so many people look forward to your brilliance. Well, what about Prof? God damn it. Kayla. Brilliant work by the defense. I agree. They're back and they're going for the jugular. Yeah, they're going right to the heart of the matter. I mean, Kelsey, Cody, Derek, Shaq. Have I been preaching to the fucking wall for 2 years? All right. Please subscribe. There you go. Amy, you're on top of it. Thanks. So you did that before I even mentioned it. 10 minutes ago. You're a sweetheart, Amy. Oh, you like the little bop music? All right. There's much more to be known about Liberty German's personal phone and it being taken from her and never returned. Yeah, so we got Liberty's phone out there, and did Abby have a phone? And is that what was also found? And why did Rick Snay know about it a year ago? Can someone please explain that, Rick? Who are you talking to? Shay says, I've been asking about that phone Becky let Abby use since I watched an interview with Kelsey and she was telling the story of her gamma secretly letting Abby use it. Yeah, I just told Mike Allsbrook about that the other day. Becky Patty needs to be charged with child endangerment. Ooh. And she's been violating this gag order, and her and Mike have been attacking us YouTubers for the entire time we've been here. And I'm going to sue you guys when it's over. It's unfucking believable that this is exculpatory evidence is gone. Yeah. What was on Libby's phone that had to be wiped clean 2 weeks prior to the murders? Yeah, I'd like to know that too. Why'd you wipe Libby's phone? Yeah, I think unless they have something that hasn't been shared, Richard Allen needs to go home sadly. Or produce evidence, get him to court, and prove that he's guilty because so far we ain't got nothing. What a nice chunk of info. Yeah, Radar. Remember us talking about it a year ago? Little Radar and I had a conversation around this very fucking material a year ago. When the girls were reported missing, what the girls were wearing, and there was not a sweatshirt mentioned. I listened to a couple people read through it, but I got to read it myself to understand. Well, that's how it goes. Prof, thank you, and everyone who worked hard to get the truth out. Well, they're still going to continue to mock, threaten, harass, intimidate, dox, and basically make your life a living hell just because you're trying to tell the truth about this case. My question too, where's Abby's clothes? Where's Libby's sweatpants? Yeah, why is she wearing something different than Libby was reportedly wearing? Is law enforcement not guilty of obstruction, lying, hiding, deleting evidence? Where's the feds? Where's the RICO? Anyone getting the feeling we knew were exposed to more information than the defense? It is relieving to see that Rozzy and Baldwin have been paying attention to our chats, as many of the questions are ones that we went back and forth about looking for answers. Now Rozzy and Baldwin are demanding answers. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're finally actually hitting upon the pertinent information. Where's Kelsey shit? Where's Cody shit? Where's Derek shit? What about the fucking Photo on the bridge? What about the clothing on the girls? What about all the important shit? What about Wilson Bridge? The eye sure clarified a few things. Oh, photoshopping for sure. It was so critical for Liggett to be elected. Big's posts are disgusting. Yeah, boy, they're really trying to use the filing into the court system as a PR campaign. They believe that filing these letters in the court will lend validity to the statements contained in those letters, and that the unwitting public will see those letters as filed with the court and then believe what's contained in the letters, which is nothing but lies, gaslighting, and misrepresentations of the truth and the facts. But that's because they're desperate right now. I mean, have you noticed they've been really quiet today? I bet you they're planning something. You're going to see there's another move. You know, every time they go quiet, then the next day or two or three, there's another scheme they pull. So guarantee you these fuck faces, there'll be another scheme you'll see within the next day or two. There are murderers from this case still walking the streets of Indiana, and the police are okay with it. Yeah, that's why I say I'm not going back to Indiana at all. It would be ridiculous. And there are murderers from this case trolling on YouTube and Facebook. Do you not believe that this crew that murdered these girls are still out and utilizing social media to try to avoid ever being brought to justice? Of course they are. I'm sure Tara was interviewed about the phone reset. Hopefully they saw that interview. Well, she's a liar too. I think all the Down the Hill podcast need hauled in to be interrogated. Yeah, so does Murder Sheet. We're sharing a lot. Oh yeah. Rozzy and Baldwin are actually they're bringing out the they're bringing they're doing in the court system what we have not been able to do out here in the public. Right? Nothing like this case has ever been brought to trial before. Purportedly my favorite word. Oh, that skipped ahead. God damn it. Why does it do that sometimes? Hold on. I got to get back to it. There you go. Sometimes a chat skips like 30 chats ahead of it. All right. They tracked Libby's phone down towards Wilson Bridge on the other side of Ron's property. They or whoever had their phones were not at Monon High Bridge. I told you they were killed at Wilson Bridge. I mean, I've been trying to tell people that for a year or two. It's my opinion. My theory is that is why Derek's phone pinged over there, because they were all at Wilson Bridge. It's where it all went down. It's near Wilson's Bridge. It's why I am obsessed with Wilson's Bridge. It's why I've gone out there taking photography, drone footage. It's why I sent the gentleman to go do the spirit box sessions. Wilson Bridge is integral to this case, and everyone turns a blind eye. Right. What did I say? Everyone's exclaiming. What did I say? Oh, the party horn. That's what it was. Okay. The coordinates are not Ron Logan's yard. All right. Big's letter. Fucking douche. Yeah, he had to copyright strike Joe Lewis for a 5-second clip of showing his stupid ass book cover. I mean, what a desperate move. When you do shit like that, all you do is give us shit to blast you with, Big and company. I mean, you realize, Ruckus, and you guys, all you do, Tommy Frost, you give us shit to blast you with. Like, stop posting stupid shit on the internet, and we won't have nothing to blast you with. I mean, goddamn, you guys are fucking idiots. It'd be interesting to find. Well, I can tell you how to deal with it, because stupid Frank Meister, Ruckus, and Kirsten were over there gaslighting the fuck out of their 100 viewers. You know, they're like, "Oh, this is defense bullshit, and it's a distraction, and it's they're just trying to distract." And yeah, bud. Mm-hmm. All right.
I agree with you stated in regard to bag solves. So found out. So Libby found out about the Flora murders, and this is why Tara had to reset her phone to factory settings, which deleted pictures from Flora. Well, this is your theory. I don't necessarily agree with that theory, but I know it's a theory that people have. Is that this is somehow related to that? But I think if it's related to Flora, it's not through the victims. It's related through the perpetrators to Flora. What do I mean by that? I mean that, in my opinion, same perpetrators, same connections to the perpetrators of the Flora fire and the Delphi murders. Not the same, not a connection through the victims. But that's my theory. Yes, quack quack. How did you know about Abby had a phone? Yeah, yeah, quack quack. I try to listen to other channels on occasion just to see what they're saying, but I never last long. Cody's comment the morning they disappeared. Oh, what? I only nutted in her once. She 14 dough. Did Cody have something to do with killing these girls? Liggett needed elected because the two other guys were going to bring in fresh eyes and blow their criminal organization out of the water. Absolutely. Well, Mike Thomas would have totally destroyed this whole scheme, which is why he had to go. And I believe Robert Ives would have too, which is why he had to go. He's been on a minute on mine for quite a while, along with Ruckus, Little Frank, and Frank. Oh, it's the douche crew. I've often wondered if the real murderer has a YouTube channel. Yeah, I think one of them does, at least. 100 yards does not include the bridge or cemetery. That's what I'm saying. It includes Ron fucking Logan's property. What has always been said about Ron Logan's? I mean, guys, what has always been said about what was going on at Ron Logan's property the day those girls disappeared? Hmm. Has a murder case like this ever been brought to trial? Ellie's lies, withheld, altered discovery. Yeah, how about the misrepresented witness statements and outright lies in Liggett's PCA? Partial judge. Oh yeah, unhinged Judge Gull. I don't know how a trial could happen at all. Wondering how other cases proceed. Well, even if it does happen, something's going down. Okay, even if it does happen, something's going to go down afterwards. Uh, this will never stand. This will never stand the scrutiny of history. I nominate I for the Nobel Peace Prize. Hey, what about Prof? I'm going to kick you guys' ass. Okay, this was a prearranged event. So you believe. So this is your opinion. I don't believe so. I think it was spontaneous because I think the girls stumbled into it. But some people definitely believe that it was prearranged and they were targeted. But it's not my theory. But I don't believe for 1 minute that those girls went off on a last minute hike. I would like to see the evidence of life up to the purported event. Well, I agree with you there. Is Wilson's Bridge where that tunnel opening is? Yes, yes, it is. Probably about 50 yards or less from Wilson's Bridge. It's called a culvert. It's a culvert right near Wilson Bridge, and I think that's where they probably hid the bodies or the girls. I think at least one of the girls was still alive. They may have hid them in that tunnel, which we call the cave. Ellie just needs to start over and find the real monsters. Put an S on that, please, sweetie. Put an S on that. Fig was working with the prosecutor and court staff. Yeah. By the way, Judge Gull's clerk. What kind of impropriety is that? Have you? What kind of crime? What have you done? We'll be looking at that further in the future too. Hey, Freckle Joy, Freckle, where has your ass been? Oh no, 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 no. Freckle. Freckle Joy, that's your admonishment right there. That's an admonishing that's an admonishing party horn for you. Where the hell have you been? The saddest thing is fuckery probably means nobody can be proven guilty unless a second investigation has been conducted. Oh, look, it's a fucking troll in the chat. Troll in the chat. Troll in the chat. Troll in the chat. And it's gone. That fucking troll's gone. Fucking troll's gone. Oh, the fucking trolls, man. They get mad. They get all butthurt when I tell the truth here. They get so butthurt. They're afraid. Probably one of the meth gang. Are you white supremacist yourself? White Russian? Sounds like you are. With a name like that, I'm sure you are. Fuck off. I don't accept trolls. You get dealt with. Okay. Uh-oh. I think I've lost track of where we were here. Saddest thing is this fuckery probably means nobody can be proven guilty unless a second investigation has been conducting concerning this investigation. Yeah, it's probably going to have to be done by the feds at this point. I mean, that's what we've been saying for like 6 months. This has to go to RICO or Fed level because it's too corrupt. The anti-Richard Allen crew is shining up their unicycles so they can practice pedaling backwards. Oh, they've already been doing so the past 48 hours. Haven't you seen it? Luna, for some reason, out of the blue, Becky Patty states that she accidentally deleted Flora photos from Liberty's phone, and she had to retake them. Now, what would Liberty's private photos have to do with appraisal pigs? Yeah, exactly. Any other figs minions got shit to say? All right. You had a shit ton of calls? Well, hey, welcome in, Freckled. We missed you. But you're in for the good part now, okay? You're in for the chat. That's the good part. All right. Prof, you know I've been looking under every rock I see. Well, great. That's what we do here. Hey, have I caught up with the chat? Oh my gosh, okay. Ooh, all right. Oh, they're going to make a channel called Run Des Run, or now they're going to call it Run Criminally Focused Run. Yeah, because I'm the worst thing on earth. I'm the worst fucking thing on earth. Oh, Profi Poo. Hey, Pam. Pam, you just ducking your head in? What up, Pam? Thanks for ducking in. I love when you guys are just listening. At least let me know you here. It makes me happy. We got 100 viewing and about 15 in the chat, so I'd love to know everyone who's watching. They did not investigate these fucking murders at all. No, all they have done this whole time is cover up, cover up, cover up, cover up. That's all what we've been screaming from the rooftops for the longest. Will all the men with fragile egos please write a letter to Gull? Exactly. I wrote. Hey guys. Oh, by the way, I just want to let you guys know that today I did indeed write a letter to Gull, and let me read it for you. Okay, here it is. My letter to friend Gull. It says, the honorable friend Gull. They are all full of shit. Signed, the Prof. Okay, there it is. That was my letter to the court that I filed today. It's a 1-sentence letter. I'm done. All right. If they lost their hat in the lion's den, why would they go back to get it? Criminally Focus says, are there any grizzlies in the house? Caitlin says, Prof, you're definitely not going anywhere in my view. You've been screaming for truth. Yeah, I actually have a fucking headache right now I yelled a little too much in my reading through of that because I got a little pissed off. All right. So you guys, yeah, that's it. Hey, we've caught up with the chat. I say let's spend about, I don't know, 15, 20 more minutes, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Tell me your town is being run by the Klan without telling me your town is being run by the Klan. Well, just do what they do up there. Don't drive as a troll. So was the other one. Okay. Look how this fucker, why does this fucker keep coming back when I keep putting him out of here? All right. Liberty went with Becky to do the floor appraisal, and it was stated. Derek was already there taking pics, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. but I kind of think you have the same killers, or uh, the not the same killer necessarily, but the same contingent. That's why they're protecting each other. That's why you have no resolution in Florida and no resolution in Delphi, because they're protecting the group. Oh yeah, the troll under the troll account. Yeah, I don't discuss with them. All right, so we're done. Okay, so guys, real shit, that was rough. Let me do this. Just a moment, please. All right, I have something else actually. I forgot that I had this for you guys, so please give me a moment because this is extremely pertinent, and I just in the excitement, I forgot this. I meant to do it immediately after reading, but let me get this for you guys. This will be just something for us really quickly, okay? Here we go. I'll get it up for you guys. It may take a moment. You never know. This computer lags when I have 500 things going at once. No, 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 that's not it.
Your client's not guilty. You actually really believe that he's not guilty. And he even used the word innocent with you, not
yes, innocent.
going a step beyond.
Yes, 100% innocent is what he said.
Wow.
We also talked about a lot of other things connected to the case, including the theory of Odinism, that was floated by the original defense team. They've now been reinstated. But they said in some of their filings that they believe that white supremacist members of this Odinistic cult are responsible for the murders. And I asked him about that. Here's a little bit of what he had to say.
I thought it was hocus pocus. I honestly didn't, I'd never heard of it. And the more I got into it,
Cool.
that's a real thing. It is a real thing, and it's scary.
In what way?
Well, I believe they sacrificed a girl and killed another one.
All right, all right. Everyone listen, okay?
Well, I believe they sacrificed a girl and killed another one.
Does he look freaked out to you? Does he look freaked out? Does he look freaked out? He's telling the truth, okay? What did he just say? What did he just say? Somebody put it in the chat. What did this man just say? One more time.
Thing, and it's scary.
In what way?
Well, I believe they sacrificed a girl and killed another one. Some of the people that live in Delphi were very brazen about their Odinistic beliefs on their Facebook pages and other social media accounts, including the sergeant who was in charge of keeping Mr. Allen safe in Westville.
You described one of those officers that's mentioned in one of Rosie and Baldwin's filings, Sergeant Jones, who was wearing patches that said, "In Odin We Trust," on his Department of Corrections uniform.
Yep.
The judge ordered the warden to make them stop. And then what did you notice?
That Mr. Jones had a tattooed under his right eye. From the best we can tell, it looks a lot like Odin's spear. And he had several tattoos on his forearms, including the interlocking triangles that are on his Facebook post. I got to give credit to Mr. Rosie and Mr. Baldwin that, you know, they picked up on that. We saw him, and, you know, confinement officers at the Allen County Jail aren't even allowed to have facial hair, let alone facial tattoos. I was a little miffed that the warden allowed that, or, you know, he even knew what it was.
Okay, here's what he said, and I'm going to tell you my take on it. He said, one was killed, one was sacrificed. Here's why. And this is my deepest belief from the bottom of my heart, from years of pursuing this. The first girl was killed as a freak event. That's Abby. Abby's killed as a freak event. This group then decides Libby has to go because she witnessed it. So what they decide to do, because of their freak beliefs, they're going to take advantage of the situation and sacrifice her. Why do I say she's the one sacrificed? Because of this. In this religion, I use the term loosely, when you sacrifice the victim, you sprinkle the blood over the victim. This is why she's nude, and this is why she's sprinkled with blood, because she's the sacrificial victim. My theory, Abby's the victim of a freak murder. Libby's the victim of an intentional sacrificial homicide. That guy looked like he was scared for his life just to be giving the interview. He looks like he's shocked at what he found out, and he knows they're still out there. Yes. He's deeply affected to his core. Yeah. They sacrificed one girl, killed the other. Two separate events. Two separate times of deaths. Two separate ways they were left. One's left clean, redressed, and respectfully. The other is left humiliated and sprinkled with blood like a true human sacrificial victim. Everyone's got their theories. I'm not going to argue about theories in the chat, but that's my theory. And there you go. Rest in peace, Abby and Libby. A girl named Liberty killed and posed like a Statue of Liberty within weeks of a very contentious election here, where a white supremacist president
had just been inaugurated. Well, I don't agree with that. Trump is not a white supremacist. But I guarantee you, this Patrick Westphal, Brad Holder, these other fuckers involved in this entire situation and this contingent, they are white supremacists. Indiana, ground zero. All right. What happened to Laura? What happened to Laura? Did someone accidentally mess with Laura? Uh-oh, let me see if I find her. I might be able to fix that. Let's see. Rutro. Oh, why can't I undo it? Oh no. Hey Laura, try to jump in the chat. It says you were only timed out for 10 seconds. See if you can say hi, Laura. Oh, there you are. Yeah, it was just a 10-second timeout. I come in peace and occasional comedic relief, and it is very true. You are the sweetheart of the chat. All right. All right. So no, what the white supremacists tried to do, okay, the white supremacists tried to hijack the Trump presidency to give themselves some validity or something of that nature, because they're nothing. They were just the tiniest contingent of wackos, but they thought that they could ride that train, and unfortunately, it didn't work. That's why you see the photos of them, the Vinlanders, over at the Trump events. It's not because Trump supports it. It's because they were trying to ride that bandwagon, and it didn't work out, thankfully. All right. One girl was killed and another sacrificed. That's my opinion. Libby gave them everything she could have to solve her own murder, and these dipshits turned the murders into a three-ring circus. Complete disregard for their lives. Yes, yes. That's what I mean, and and that's what I'm getting at. In my video that I entitled the video, I See Monkeys, But It's Not a Circus. I actually want you guys to please go watch it. Let me put the link in the chat. This is a very important, this right here is a very important video, and I know a lot of you probably have not seen it. So here it is. All right. So please go watch that tonight. Please hit the like. All right, please hit the like. Please go ahead and subscribe to Backup Channel if you have not, and subscribe to this channel if you have not. I appreciate your subscriptions and your participation in the chat. It's just been a wonderful chat with you all. Please, 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 please pray for your loved ones, for yourselves, and for justice for Abby and Libby, and for me. All right. It's been a wonderful show. I am pretty tired because I gave myself a headache by yelling and screaming like a maniac, but I'll try to control it more next time. So let's take the next 10 minutes to wind it on down, and we'll catch up again at another time, and most likely tomorrow, Thursday. That's the plan. All right. Oh yeah, looks like all's good. I'm just checking for any last minute important messages that might come across. All right, everything looks good. Yeah, please check out I See Monkeys, But It's Not a Circus. You probably got to put on your reading glasses, and you'll have to pause it occasionally to read. But man, what a day. What a day. It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Thank you, Criminally Focused, and thank you, Bobby Smith. Thank you, Radar. Thank you, Caitlin Woodward. I'm seeing all of you in the chat. Let's see. Thank you, Aaron Ethan. Thank you, Radar. Jay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Ronnie Reed. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Luna Ray. Nancy Drew 101. Jojo. Mac. Oh, there you go again. Mac, you always do this shit. Spirit Box, the number 12. The number 12 is a numeric symbol for Aryan Brotherhood named racist prison gangs, as are the numbers 1 and 2 separately, especially Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. That's where these fuck faces come from. You know that. Rafi's been preaching about it. Freckle Joy. Old Mort, New Mort. Old Mort, New Mort. Who else we got in here? Ronnie Reed. I said Blondie 22. Digital. Diamond Eyes. Kayla. Eye of Apophis. Lambert Co. Shay Watson. All of you awesome folks. Psyche 27 911. Amy, I might have already said Amy. Ronnie Reed, Freckle Joy, and anyone else I've missed. Everyone in the chat. Deanna Burdett, especially. She's been sending me amazing emails with full of information. I appreciate it. Lisa, Judy Hathaway was here earlier. Erin was here earlier. Aaron Town was here earlier. Who was here earlier? Four Pitts. Let's see who else. Bobby Smith was here. Who else can I remember? Luis Cuevas, Salty, Jay Rabbit, Blessings Galore was here. Carol Lippincott. Oh man, Fur Baby Daddy was here. Who's here? The whole crew. Jaded Empath. You know, I just appreciate y'all when you join the chat because it tickles me. Anyone on the replay, keep in mind that it's not just about the chat. As I leave these videos up, the comment section is open for your discussion. The conversation continues. So, yeah, please leave a comment if you're on the replay. Hit the like. Send a donation. Send a super chat, a super thanks. I have artwork for sale. I have some merch. You know, I got like hats, hoodies, the cups, and all kind of shit. You know, I got my artwork, my photography from Delphi, all kind of awesome shit. And so, just thanks for being a part of the community. And it's been a wonderful time, you know. February, March has been a wonderful time, hasn't it? And things are only going to continue to improve, I believe, in this case. Things are moving forward, finally. We finally got some forward momentum. So thank you, all right? Thank you. And I'm getting out of here. And I'm going to go hug and give some love to Little Prof. And I'm going to show you guys. I've never seen the Kinder eggs. Here's the Kinder egg. You know, you open it up. All right. Get your little chocolate hazelnut stuff. I'm about to dig into this, and I'll see you guys another time. A lot of love to you guys.